Yo, what is good, guys? Board Gamers Goon here today with my fantasy booking for WrestleMania 34. So in the background, you can obviously see what the United States Championship match is looking like, but that's not what we're going to talk about first. What I'm talking about first is the cruiserweights. I didn't want to put them on the main show, so I didn't make a background for them. I'd have this on the kickoff show. I'd have a six-way ladder match with them. I would have Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, Akira Tozawa, Jack Gallagher, Brian Kendrick, and the champion going in, Neville, in a Cruiserweight Championship ladder match. Now, coming into this, I would give Alexander wins over everybody on this match. And I would actually have Alexander maybe start a little bit of tension there with his buddy Rich Swann. And Rich Swann's about to grab his title and be the two-time champion. But Cedric Alexander is going to shove Rich Swann off the ladder, and he's going to become a Cruiserweight champion. So that's what the Cruiserweights are looking like at WrestleMania 34 in my booking. So now you can look in the background, and you can see the U.S. title picture. Yeah. Look at everybody here. You got Kevin Owens, a Canadian. Sami Zayn, Canadian. Rusev, Bulgarian or Russian. And Ty Dillinger, a Canadian. So on commentary, I would really have JBL or whoever's doing it really milk the fact that an American isn't in this match. And as you can see, I have Ty Dillinger walking in as the champion. You might be wondering who I'd have walking out. But first, I gotta tell you how Dillinger got the title. Dillinger ended up winning the title off of AJ Styles in an open challenge about Survivor Series time. Dillinger never gave Styles his rematch because Styles wanted to go into the bigger picture. So Dillinger walks in as the champion, and as hard as it believes, I'm going to have Dillinger walk out. And I would actually have Dillinger pin Sami Zayn. You don't gotta bury Rusev or Owens. And you can start a Owens-Dillinger feud after that. I'd really like to see that. Rusev-Dillinger would be a good feud. Yeah, I don't know how this Zayn and Dillinger combo would work, but I'd really like to see two out of those three in the feud. And I figured a fatal four-way for the U.S. Championship is the best way to go there. So, I put this in order of the matches that I would put the match card on. And next match we got is the faces of the company. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. So in this match, I would have Roman Reigns. I don't know how he'd do it. He'd come out and he'd cut up a promo saying that he wants a match at WrestleMania because the big dog should always be in a match. He headlines WrestleManias and all this crap. And then Cena's going to answer him. And Cena's going to be like, Roman, I like the way you think. You want big matches? There's no other bigger match than John Cena. And quite frankly, I'm tired of you claiming this as your yard because you haven't beat the guy yet. So I would really like to see that at WrestleMania. I wouldn't have it as a main event. I'd have it really early on in the show. And that could also play into Roman Reigns winning, and then he could get frustrated that it wasn't a later match in a main event. I don't know. But you could also try to turn Roman heel here. Don't think that would ever happen, but that would be the way I would book it. Next, we have the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now, this is a match I'd really like to see. I would have the Revival end up taking the titles off the Hardys. I'd have the Hardys challenge Shimaro at SummerSlam, take the title off Shimaro. They fail to win it, and then I would have the Hardys become broken after losing the tag team titles to the Revival. So the Revival shattered the Hardys basically with their shatter machine. And I'd have the Hardys go separate, and that's going to play into a couple matches later on tonight. But I would have them win the titles at like a B pay-per-view, like a No Mercy or a Fast Lane, nothing like crazy. That's where I would have the Revival win it, and I'd have them walk into WrestleMania against the Club, and I would have them retain against the Club at WrestleMania. Next, we got Seth Rollins versus Jeff Hardy. So, as I said, I could see them going the triple threat option, as I said in yesterday's video, with Dean Ambrose, Miz, and Seth Rollins. I could see them doing that at SummerSlam, mostly because I don't know why Seth just randomly got thrown into this feud. But I really do think Seth Rollins, at the end of this, should become an Intercontinental Champion. Gives him something to do, because he's not going to make it to the real title picture for a while now. And since I said the Hardys are going to become broken, you got Jeff Hardy here, and you could have him insert himself to the Intercontinental title picture, where at WrestleMania, he loses to Seth Rollins. I'm going to have Seth Rollins win this one, whether it be a cheap tactic or whether he just takes a count. He has to win in a fashion here that Jeff Hardy will get a rematch. That's how I would book it. And next we have the Raw Women's Championship. We got Bayley and Sasha. So, you might wonder, why would you have two faces collide for that championship? I wouldn't. I would have Sasha win the title at SummerSlam from Alexa Bliss. I would have Alexa Bliss fail to regain it against Sasha. And at this time, you can have Nia Jax inserted into the title picture if you even want to bring Emma into the picture a little bit. But during this time, I would have Sasha Banks show a little bit of cheating. Winning matches not properly, like roll-up pins, grabbing the tights, and all that. And then Bayley would come out and ask for a title shot against Sasha. Sasha says, you know what? No. And puts her in a bank statement. And that leads Kurt Angle, or whoever the GM be at the time, to make the match for WrestleMania, Bayley versus Sasha, the heel Sasha versus the babyface Bayley. Now, I know Bayley needs the big payoff, but I'm not sure if I want to give it to her, but I would give it to Bayley here on just pure payoff to make her that overcoming babyface once again. I'd give her the win, and I would actually have Bayley show a little bit heel tendency here, and instead of Sasha using the grabbing at the tights, I would have Bayley hit a Bayley to belly, fail to win. Bayley's getting upset. Sasha puts her in the bank statement, and Bayley rakes the eyes and grabs the tights for the win. And that continues the feud, and we can keep it going for a little bit. And you could just have Bayley just doing every last-ditch effort to become the women's champion again. Next match, we got Triple H and Samoa Joe. You might be wondering why this match is on my card. And that's because of the storyline they had last year. Samoa Joe came up with the authority, basically. He was one of Triple H's hitmen on Seth Rollins. But this time, I want it to be different. I want Samoa Joe, when Triple H returns, to confront Triple H and say, you know what? I haven't been able to become the champion because you haven't been around to help me, and you screwed me over. You can have Triple H screw him over in a title match. You can have Triple H do basically what he did to Seth Rollins with Kevin Owens, and just have one of those moments where he attacks Samoa Joe. And you could have Samoa Joe trying to end Triple H at WrestleMania. I would have Samoa Joe win this. I would have Triple H pass out to the Coquina Clutch in Samoa Joe's first WrestleMania. The next match we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You might be wondering, this match has been made for June and July. How are they going to last to April? Well, this is how I book it. You got the Usos. I would have them lose to the New Day. I would have the New Day end up putting out the Usos for a couple months so that the Usos come back around Survivor Series Royal Rumble time towards the beginning of 2018. And I would have the Usos start becoming a little more vicious. I mean, they're doing good right now, but I'd have the Usos just completely demolish the New Day. Every chance they get, New Day comes out for their match, Usos just destroy them when they're coming out for their match. They don't even get to fight their match. So that leads to Usos New Day at WrestleMania, where the New Day is going to retain. The next match we got is Broken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. What else is there to say? It's a dream match for many people. Dream match for me. But the way I'd book this is you could have Matt Hardy become broken and split from his brother. And then you could have Matt Hardy in some sort of match. You could have Matt Hardy versus... Heck, you could do Matt Hardy versus Seth Rollins. Have him in the IC picture for a minute. And the lights turn off and Bray Wyatt's like, Matt, you seem a little broken. Nobody's more broken than a god, man. At WrestleMania, man, you gotta bring it. You gotta bring me your Vanguard one. And at WrestleMania, hold up, Bray. I will delete you. Yes. So that'd be a dream match for me if that would actually occur. So that's why I booked it. Then we got Killian Dane and Brock Lesnar. You might be saying, why is Killian Dane on my screen right now? Killian has been booked like a monster. He just lost to Drew McIntyre on Wednesday. But he isn't a monster if he lost to Drew McIntyre, correct? Wrong. Once Killian Dane gets to the main roster, I would have a moment at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar is in there. Killian Dane's in there. Killian Dane and Brock Lesnar have a huge stare down leading to Lesnar eliminating Dane. Next night on Raw, Dane calls Lesnar out. Lesnar declines it. He just says, you know what, no. And then you could have Heyman and Dane go at it to build up for the WrestleMania match. You could have Lesnar, Dane. And I would actually have Dane win this. Unless the rumors are not true that Lesnar isn't going to re-sign with the WWE. If Lesnar is going to re-sign and they want him to be in the bigger picture, then have Lesnar win. Feel free. But I would have Dane look extremely strong in like a 15 to 20 minute brawl with Lesnar. It would be a good way to get Dane introduced to the fans too. Then we got the SmackDown Women's Championship. You got Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. Now I mentioned this in yesterday's episode that sometimes you can't just have the most obvious win at Battleground, right? Carmella is the Money in the Bank holder, and Charlotte is the projected winner at Battleground so far right now. I'd have Natty win at Battleground. I'd have Natty and Naomi at SummerSlam. I would have Carmella cash in. Seth Rollins-esque. You could have Carmella and then Naomi in the following pay-per-view. Naomi fails. Carmella can then fight Natty because Natty was oh so close to being the champion. You could have her cheat to beat Natty. Then she beats Natty fair the next time. And then you can have Charlotte defeat Carmella. And then in their rematch, because there's 5 pay-per-views leading up to WrestleMania for SmackDown, you could have Charlotte beat her again. And during this time, Becky is like, I want a shot at that title. And Charlotte is like, what have you done to get a shot at the title? You could have a battle royal, you could have Becky win it. And then you could have Charlotte just attack her and become a heel. Or you could either have both faces in a match built off friendship that eventually will be won by Becky. And you can have Charlotte turn heel after the match because she got upset that she lost her championship. So that's how I would book that. Next, we got Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman. The way I book this is I'd have Strowman win the Universal title against Brock Lesnar, whether that be at SummerSlam or a B-level pay-per-view. I'd have Strowman win. I'd have Strowman destroy everybody who steps in his path. whether it be Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, whoever it be. And I'd have Finn Balor on the last pay-per-view leading into WrestleMania not wear the face paint and lose to Strowman. Strowman comes out the next night, he's like, I've beaten everybody, I want a real challenge. Finn Balor comes out and he's like, well, Braun, I know I lost last night, but that's because I didn't bring out my inner demon. So then we get to see the return of the Demon King, Finn Balor. And I would have Finn Balor win the Universal title from Braun Strowman. Next, we got a dream match for millions and millions of people. We got AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. But you might be asking, how do you get to that? So at Battleground, we're having a match between Nakamura and Corbin. I don't know if the briefcase is on the line or if it's not, but then you could have it at SummerSlam on the line. I would eventually have the briefcase on the line where Nakamura beats Corbin. So Nakamura, like he should, he's going to come out, he's going to be like, I want a shot at WrestleMania against whomever the champion is. Whether that be John Cena, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, somehow, Kevin Owens, anybody. But come around the time of Survivor Series or Elimination Chamber, one of those pay-per-views crunching the edge of 2 pay-per-views until WrestleMania, I would have AJ Styles win the championship. Then you could have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34. Dream match for many people. But you might be wondering who I would let win this. Do I let the Shinsuke, the artist Nakamura, win it? Or do I let AJ Styles win it? Win this match, I will have, wait for it, AJ Styles is going to walk out the champion. You might be asking how. How is it possible that Nakamura loses at such a big pay-per-view? I'll tell you how. AJ Styles, at the end of the night, reveals that Kenny Omega is entering the WWE. Kenny Omega helps Styles beat Nakamura once the ref goes down, and then you can have Kenny Omega on Raw, or on SmackDown with AJ Styles. How do you like that? That would be quite the thing, wouldn't it? You got Killian Dane making a huge impact on this pay-per-view. You got Kenny Omega now, and you got a dream match. I would honestly have the screw-over finish. You got to give Styles the win so you can have another match with him. So you could eventually have 3 matches. Then Nakamura can win the next match, and then Nakamura can win the next match. But at WrestleMania, I would have AJ Styles win cheatingly to beat Nakamura. There it is for your guys' WrestleMania fantasy bookings for WrestleMania 34. Tell me what you guys want on WrestleMania 34. Maybe you guys want a Randy Orton versus Nakamura match. I don't know why you would want that. I don't know why anybody would want to see Randy Orton. Maybe you guys want a Kevin Owens, AJ Styles match again. Maybe you guys want to see Baron Corbin on the card. I would have Baron Corbin on a minor feud on the pre-show. Don't know who it would be against, but didn't really book him for anything. But that's what you guys got. Thank you guys for watching. It's been the boy Gamers. Make sure you click that red sub button. Make sure you click that thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Gamers. I'm out.